Kenyatta himself. Recently we saw that truce between the Major General Badi and Nairobi Governor Sonko, who yesterday was somewhere also inspecting these projects and was live all the time. I don't know. Nairobians are just tired of these suckers. Can he just work quietly and then, I don't know, is he able to do that? And will they get along with Badi? Because Badi seems to be a very quiet, disciplined person. And Sonko is just the opposite. Will they be able to work together so that they're able to continue with the developmental agenda of President Uhuru Kenyatta in this city? Professor?
Miriam, Karen alituambia kisuri kinachiusa lakini kibaya kinafanya nini? Kinajitembeza. Why do you want to go and have said so? And one of the problem I have with Sonko is this. He has got a case to do with integrity. When you appear before those projects, you make us go mad. In fact, Miriam, let me just have to say that this side show is to stop. He should be able to focus on the retro faction he has, if there is any. But if I were him, I would concentrate to clear my name on courts. And if luck is not on my side, I go to committee to be a prefect where I can do better. But what I want to tell you that the Major Brigadier is doing very well. He's doing his work and is very focused. And let him just go and inspect some of his projects he has come up with. So that's the most unfortunate thing. But what I want to say that the NMS is doing pretty good work. And Kenyans with their memories, when he goes to inspect them and take photos, and then he will come and make magazines. Newspaper the way he did the other day. That's all that he wants to achieve, but it's not a focused guy who has got hands-on work because he doesn't understand what he needs to do. Dr. Masanga said, ask him what to spell the word development. Does he understand? Does he need what to do? Do you need to work with the people? Why don't you leave your work to the technocrats? They come to you for advice and the way forward. That's what I have to say about him, but I have nothing good that I can say about him. And he should stop these cinemas ever and again.
Daniel, judging from what we've seen, Major General, how his work ethics in judging Sonko, the way we know him, I don't know, this truce, how long do you see it lasting?
Yes, according to my perspective, I think General Mohammed Abdallah Badi, coming from a military background, Dr. Masango will tell you, is a very disciplined fella. He's very mature. He shows leadership. If you see the way he talks, whatever aspirations, whatever dream he has for Nairobi, this is a man who has a very big place in his heart for Nairobians, and he's really committed to deliver services, to deliver projects to the people of Nairobi, and he's up to the task. And that is why the president strategically appointed him to work for the people of Nairobi, of course, under the office of the president. On the other side, when you look at Sonko, this is a mediocre politician, a scroundrel, someone who really thrives in PR and the gimmicks of the day. And he has become a laughingstock of the people of Nairobi. He's deemed as a governor who cannot walk and chew gum at the same time. Someone who really has no moral standards, someone who has been implicated in corruption scandals. And I would like also to go further and give an analogy and maybe just compare the two. If you look at Badi, at Sonko is like the proverbial chicken that lays one egg in a day, and the entire village cannot have peace after it has laid that egg. And he goes around making noise, taking pictures, uploading videos on social media, shouting about the very flimsy projects he has done. But look at Badi. Badi is someone who works in silence. He's like that proverbial cow that gives birth to a calf. And apart from giving birth to a calf, it gives also the village the bonus of having milk throughout this period. and it never makes noise. So that is what we have. Here we have a very, very intelligent, committed, ambitious bureaucrat from the military who is up to the task, who is serving the people of Nairobi and who reports to the head of state. And here we have a distraction of a politician who is very unscrupulous, who does not have any ambition, who was given 2 years but never delivered. So I think the relationship between General Badi and Sonko will depend, first of all, on President Uhuru Kenyatta by him stamping his authority. And number two, it will also depend majorly on Badi, because, you know, Badi is not Sonko's equal. And if there has to be any fight, then the art of war dictates that a fight can only be between two equals, and Sonko is not equal to Badi by any standards. So many things that at the end of it all, Badi will have that ample time to serve Nairobians, and Sonko should be restrained to where he is right now, so that he gives him enough time to work and deliver services to Nairobians. That is my perspective, Miriam.
All right, and I think that story also, it's the Standard had it as its editorial today, and I'll just read a line there, because we're looking at NMS and the Nairobi County, being that it is under President Uhuru Kenyatta's office right now and is keen on delivering some of these promises, and we look at some of the things that NMS is set to do and to transform the city and the lives of Nairobians. So the Standard, part of its editorial there, the last paragraph, it says, the people of Nairobi should hold Sonko to his promise that he holds nothing against NMS and Badi, and that it was all a misunderstanding, and, as he said, political propaganda. The people of Nairobi, and indeed all Kenyans, deserve leaders who keep their word. So they're saying Sonko this time should keep his word, because they saw what happened the other time. He went to State House, signed off some of those responsibilities to NMS. Then he came back a couple of weeks ago. He was saying, I was not even in my right sober mind for me to have signed and giving away some of my duties, and so that does not hold. In fact, that case is in court right now, but Sonko has said he will withdraw it. Can we trust Sonko, Karen, to keep his word?
Trusting him to keep his word, we cannot, but he has no option, because right now we're talking of a military officer in charge here. You do not have an option. Whether he likes it or not, he has to keep to that promise. However, if he will, not sure about that yet, but he has no option, and he has to, because even the president himself is sorted out. So if he comes up with something else, we will not be surprised. It's not like it will be a shock or something, but then he should see that other people are working on bringing people together, and so should he, and not rise tantrums in any way.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And President Kenyatta assured the country that he will not be derailed by politics in delivering his campaign pledges to Kenyans. The president spoke on Wednesday at KICC in Nairobi when he presided over the issuance of 2,100 title deeds to landowners in Nairobi County. And while he was speaking, the president said NMS is rolling out a comprehensive service delivery program that has seen it drill over 200 boreholes to provide free water, kickstart the construction of 21 new hospitals, and upgrading of access roads across the city in recent months. 200 borehole waters to provide free waters to a lot of these, especially informal settlements that get affected with a shortage of water. President Uhuru Kenyatta, doctor here, has found a way to overstep the water cartels in this city to solve the water problem for Nairobi residents. Is doctor there? Professor?
Remember.
Yeah. Oh, okay, sorry.
I'm here. Nairobi is a city of cool waters. Cool waters. I don't know whether you know it.
Mm-hmm.
I can add, because we are teaching people also who are listening to us. A place of cool waters. Maji Mzuri, the Masai, the Maji Mzuri,
There's plenty of water here. And then people starve. So that's why you cannot build an underground railway in Nairobi. Because it will collapse. You notice that every building now in Nairobi has got borehole. They dig further down. There's nobody crying of water anymore. In these tall buildings, new ones, have you seen anybody crying of water? They are doing borehole. We are getting direct water from God. Because God could be there also. God is everywhere. Up, back and down, left to right. God is always there. So, the president has done a very good job to approach the difficulties of Nairobi County in that way. And that comes to brings us to our next stage of assessing what are the needs, what have we done. We don't need much, we need, Miriam, I don't know whether you have that paper to read. Mm-hmm. You have it?
I do. I have some of the things that we've discussed here before, but I was just updating us on the latest because this is also in line with the President Kenyatta's.
Yeah, it is in line. It is in line with affordability of life.
Yes.
Nairobi is one of the things that's making the president very, very popular. He has not been let down. Major General Badi is doing it a good job. Everything we can see it practically. So, for me, kudos for the president.
All right, so these 200 boreholes, Professor, this will go a long way, especially in alleviating Kenya's troubles. A lot of Nairobians who buy water from these unscrupulous water traders because of the water cartels in these cities. So President Kenyatta and NMS said, you know what, we will not even bother with you, but we're going to solve this problem differently. And the president has said this water will be provided free of charge. How will this change, the lives of a lot of Kenyans who have been suffering from this problem?
Thank you, Miriam, for that question. And the future for the water in Kenya and the world today is the groundwater. So drilling of those boreholes is one way of ensuring that we have enough adequate supply of water. We cannot rely on Ndakain with the climate change. The dam has dropped. And the most important thing, I see the president is a very lucky man. That he got a disciplined officer who will oversee these programs. I have been walking around the slums and I can confirm to you, I'm seeing NMS supplying water to the people. Do you know, Miriam, how much a jerrycan of water people buy 20 liter in this informal settlement? It is 20 shillings. So if water is going to be supplied free, that is a saving. That's improving the lives of the people, and to ensure now people will have clean and safe water for drinking. So to me, I see as something good, a step in the right direction, and I'm sure the Major General is not going to let him down. And it was another opportunity because I saw the president stamping his authority, telling Sonko on his face that leave this matter alone. He is my officer, have given me work to do. He's going to fix it and go back to the barracks to take care of the people of Kenya. So in terms of water, and if you give water people, Miriam, water is life.
All right, thank you so much. Yes, indeed, President Uhuru Kenyatta told Sonko there he's not interested in your position as the governor or as a member of parliament or as a councillor. He has work to do and he will do it, and then he'll go back. And also on top of that, while President Uhuru Kenyatta was speaking, saying 200 boreholes will be drilled across the city, he also said that there will be a construction of 21 new hospitals and upgrading of access roads across the city in recent months. So 21 new hospitals in especially the informal settlements in this city. Daniel, this will be major.
Yeah, sure. And Miriam, thank you for the opportunity. And I tend to agree strongly with all the panelists here when it comes to Nairobi. And I can tell you for a fact, look at the most developed cities, look at London, look at Paris, look at Kuala Lumpur, look at Beijing, look at New York, look at Washington. The greatness of a city is described in its proper and undisrupted supply of water, electricity, connectivity, cleanliness of its roads and pavements, and the greenness of its pavements, gardens, and of course the apartments and buildings in the city. And that is what the Nairobi Metropolitan Service under Major General Badi is trying to do. They're trying to ensure that Nairobians have a very undisrupted supply of clean water. They have a very unclogged sewerage system. They're trying to have to make Nairobi have very clean pavements. They're trying to green up our yards, our pavements in the city, and all that. So that is what a city needs for us to be able to rise to the standards. For the record, Kigali is the cleanest city in Africa. And when you look at how Kigali is, the way it's designed, the way it is planned, it's quite very impeccable. And that is where Nairobi is headed to. And I can tell you for free that come in the next 5 years or in the next 10 years, you will look at where Nairobi it will be, and you will be so much surprised on how things will have changed if this general is given enough time, enough resources, and enough political goodwill to implement whatever he's doing in Nairobi. So that is what the country needs. That is what Nairobians need. And President Uhuru Kenyatta seems to be very conscious of this. And it also adds credit on his legacy, apart from the Big Four agenda. The Nairobi Metropolitan Service was his brainchild. Remember, Major General Mohammed Badi reports directly to the president. So these are very, very big projects, and it's going to benefit Nairobians and the whole country in general. So I think even the hospitals, even the water, the boreholes, cleaning up of the city, and every project that is being partaken by NMS, it's going to add hugely on the legacy of the president, and it's going to benefit us as Nairobians, and it's going to benefit the country, because Nairobi is the capital.
All right, very well. And on top of that, building owners in the capital have been given about 60 days to repaint their buildings or risk prosecution for non-compliance. Major is very serious about giving Nairobi, a good facelift there. But Karen, looking at all these things that is said to be done, and I think they'll be done in the shortest time possible. And then you look at this conversation we've been having here about revenue sharing and all this, and the counties that are feeling, they've been marginalized, and they still are marginalized, and they need more money. When you look at how NMS will be able to deliver in a very within short period of time, a lot of very essential and important services to the people of Nairobi here, would you not think for a moment that perhaps we might need the national government taking on specific projects and perhaps implementing it in some of these marginalized areas in terms of what you're seeing here, digging the boreholes and all that, now that the governors are not doing it? Will that help in solving this marginalization issue?
Well, Miriam and my fellow panelists, to some extent, it will help. And we are using Nairobi here as an example.
So we are not saying to have majors in all 47 counties, but I'm just saying, because we see this is working. So, I mean.
Yes, we can have it in these other counties. And like I said before, we're using Nairobi as an example. So the way it has worked, they have proved to us that giving them a chance, I mean, the national government, taking over everything, then we shall see changes even in these marginalized areas. So yes, I agree with you. I do. Given a chance, the national government to take over these other counties, then we shall see changes as well.
All right. Thank you so much. And before we look at the overall Big Four agenda, something else also has been happening. We remember a lot of, issues that some central province or some central part of the country have been using to advance. The reason as to why they're supporting the deputy president is they've been saying President Uhuru Kenyatta has been neglecting developmental, programs or agendas of the central region of Kenya. But now we see President Uhuru Kenyatta also has been very, intentional in how he wants to respond to some of these allegations. And lately we've seen that the 240-kilometer railway that is from Nairobi to Nanyuki is expected to boost the economy of the Mount Kenya region by opening up new trading centers and providing cheaper transportation. It will also improve the economy of the region by providing efficient and faster transportation of agricultural produce to the market. Now the Kenya Railways will be charging about all of that for fuel and all that. But we know that the Nairobi-Nanyuki railway has been refurbished. I think the activity started there in February and is now geared, to start working. And the Central Region Economic Bloc will really, especially the business people there, will benefit from this railway. How will this, help in helping the economy of that side of the country, Doc? And now the people who have been attacking President Uhuru Kenyatta for neglecting central area. I'm still in the province era. I mean, will they now have any excuse as to why they'll be attacking the president?
Miriam, let me just give this brief story that when slavery was outlawed in the United States of America and around the world, and the slaves were just free to do their own things, but they will find themselves going to the gates of Abraham Lincoln, telling him that they want to be slaves because they don't know what they will do with their freedom. You know, the Constitution for 2010, my dear panelists and my viewers, liberated the people of this country. The president is a symbol of unity and is supposed to develop the country proportionally. Having that kind of mentality, those are the mentality of a single party regime that the president is everything when it comes to poor papa and mama. Hear this, Miriam. The MCA has got money for development. The member of parliament has got money for development. The governor has got money from the development, and the national government comes in. So those are the cheap politics. To come to your question, remember this was the railway which was built by the colonial masters, the British people. And Mount Kenya is one of the places which was called the White Highlands. So when that railway is refurbished, it means that their goods will be able to reach the market. They will be able to reach Nairobi. They will go all the way to Mombasa. So it means people are going to sell their products. People are going to reach markets, and it's going to improve the economy and improve their standards of living. In fact, this dream was started by my late professor, the governor, Wahome. He had a thinking on how they will develop the economic bloc of Mount Kenya. But I want to thank the president has gotten it right and has taken root to that part of the country. And it's not only for the people of Kenya. We want development equally going to all parts of this country. This is a good gesture, and it's going to take the country forward. The products are going to reach Nairobi and reach everywhere because their goods are not going to perish on the way as when they were relying on the road system. That's what I have to say there. It is happening in that region.
Right.
And also,
yes, go ahead.
people will get employed, because this whole Nairobi-Nanyuki railway line is transversing between, among 6 counties. So it passes along 6 counties. And we're not going to employ people from Japan. These are the same people who get the employment. And from the employment, standards of living will be lifted. So that's why they should support this whole thing.
All right. And of course, thank you so much there. Yes, raising the issue of providing employment to a lot of, I'm sure, young people who need it right now. And also this railway will improve the economy of the region by providing efficient and faster transportation of agricultural produce to the market. We know Central Kenya is one of the areas in the country that really feed the rest of us outside of the other side in Kitale, which brings us maize. But Central Kenya, we get a lot of vegetables and all that from that region. So this railway will go a long way in supporting even the agriculture industry, and perhaps that will also play into the big project in terms of food security in this country. But also on top of that, the Kenya Railways expect to generate more than 370.4 million per year from the revived 240 kilometer. That is how much that goes. Daniel, are we expecting that the politics around President Uhuru Kenyatta has neglected the Central Kenya region and all that? Will these things like this, stop, or they'll still find a way to continue, complaining about a president not doing much in his backyard?
Yes, thank you, Miriam. And perhaps let me start by saying that those ones who have been lamenting that the president has neglected the Central Kenya region, perhaps people who are living in echo chambers. They only listen to themselves. They don't open their ears to hear what is happening on the ground, to see what projects are being rolled in the Greater Mount Kenya region. And for your record, there's been a lot of infrastructural development in terms of road construction that has been going on in Mount Kenya. And the other day, I even saw the CS for transport and communication launching a very good standard road in Ndindi Nyoro's constituency, and it has been something that has been happening right now. We do have Mau Road being constructed, and engineers on site. Work is ongoing, and now to add to that, we do have the railway. We had before that, we had the tea farmers being given bonuses in Central Kenya. So there's a lot that the president has been doing in his backyard, only that unlike other politicians in this country, he has not been going to take photos to shout about the projects and make it a political fodder for support from his backyard. But also, when we talk about Central Kenya, we need not forget that this kind of development is not only happening in Central Kenya, but the entire country. Look at Kisumu. The port of Kisumu has been revamped and brought up to standard. We do have right now construction of the Marine Railways Institute being constructed at the port of Kisumu to train. These are an institute that will absorb students to be able to train them on matters of water transport and all that stuff. So development is happening in every corner of this country. When you go to Lamu, when you go to Turkana, right now people who come from Turkana are very, very much privileged because we do have a very well tarmac road all the way from Nairobi to through Kainuk to Turkana. People who used to have problems going to Northeastern, they have a very good tarmac road. And that's why Dr. Matsanga the other day was saying that majority of these people from Northeastern Kenya nowadays own double cabin pickups because we have good roads, because you can travel to Wajir, you can travel to Mandera, you can travel to Moyale on a very smooth tarmac road. So development is taking place, but people only choose to talk about what suits their agenda. And perhaps now this one is going to shame them and bring silence to their reverberations, their sabotage that has been happening.
All right.
We need right now, yes. What we need right now is to give the president support as he finishes his term quite strongly. Let us focus on what benefits Kenyans. Let us not bring politics into this because it's already seen. Sometimes you don't have to advertise whatever you're doing as a leader. You let the project future for itself. And that is what the president is doing.
All right, thank you so much. And we know President Uhuru Kenyatta is very serious about his legacy, and his legacy is pegged on 4 very important things that he termed to be big 4 agenda, and one of them is manufacturing. The next is food security and universal health, and also affordable homes. And speaking about affordable homes, I live not very close, but closer to some one that is being made not too far from the CBD there, and this seems to be ready for occupancy. I think the deadline was October, and they've done so well. So that is because that is something Kenyans love, tangible things. That is something that they can go there. If you drive around or live around Park Road, you can go check that out. That is something that is on course, and this seems to be they will be meeting the deadlines. Doc, is there anything you need to add on top of President Uhuru Kenyatta's legacy, even as we conclude?
Just beginning, you haven't concluded.
Yes.
But the Big 4 agenda has steadily been on course. From 2017, when President Uhuru Kenyatta announced the Big 4 agenda, several things have happened in this country. I have seen all of you. I've listened. Even when I was offline, I was listening to the contributions that all of you made regarding the railway, revamping of the Kenya Railway to Nanyuki, the employment that is being generated. These are all the Big 4 agenda emphasis that the president had embarked on. Yes, of course, it has a few obstacles, challenges, including challenges of what Wesonga talked about as being fraudulent shouting over the top of the roof of projects that were not done. Challenges of the people of Turkana. There's a road going to Turkana, which was not there. Lodwar, it was done a long time ago, it got spoiled. You could sleep 2 weeks on the way. When the president established this executive order, number 1, he was aware that there would be very huge challenges ahead of implementation of the Big 4 agenda. First of all, the Big 4 agenda needed. What does the Big 4 agenda need? We should have done a research as to what people want. What do you want? What do you want? People want tents. Some want tents. Some want boreholes. Some want clinics. Some want mobile schools. We have introduced last night mobile schools, mobile clinics, mobile libraries. The president planned this. We needed to expand to sensitize the people. What exactly is needed in Moyale? Moyale does not need tall buildings. Moyale needs infrastructure, roads, to be able to export goods up to Ethiopia. Garissa needs better roads in order to infrastructure. That falls under infrastructure, affordable housing. Nairobi needs affordable housing. You cannot have an urban area where people sleep on trees and expect them to produce tomorrow when they sleep on trees. So all in all, the Big Four agenda has steadily been moving towards a completion if it was not COVID-19 coming in. Universal health care. Medium, time and time again, you and I, we have emphasized the need of benchmarking the British National Health Service, NHS, which was overwhelmed, but now it has returned and managed to contain the disease. We advised on those parameters. We are waiting to see how far the national health, universal health activities can be done. Manufacturing. For example, the president is encouraging small industries, people who can come out with innovations. How many innovators are in Kenya? The other day, we saw two gentlemen making beds. We need more people to make beds, that they can sell the beds so that we cut down the size of cartels who go to China to order beds when beds can be ordered by telephone, one telephone. Yesterday, I got very interesting telephone information on Kenya Airways. It worried me. One general manager was using 80 million shillings for telephone. How many of you would use making telephone calls, private call, for 80 million in a year? 80 million could build a hospital in Kenya. The wife was using 4 million on private telephone calls. Their house was costing 48 million. Why can't they buy a house permanently so that they don't pay rent? So this type of costs, adjustments, are needed in order for the country to move forward. And steadily, if politics was not available in this whole thing, by now the Big Four agenda would have been found. Medium, and unfortunately, the Deputy President decided to undermine his president. The Deputy President decided to allow businessmen, together with Nyanjuri, to import food from across Kenya. Maize was brought from Uganda to enrich few traders at the expense of farmers. That has retarded the entire Big Four agenda. As we speak today, we have farmers in the Rift Valley and other places who have not sold their maize crop of 2018. But if we are having 724 days in office, what can we do to change, to leave a legacy? Finally, on the question of the legacy, challenges have been there. The president has tried his level best. Huduma centers are working. Corruption is being fought. International relations is very good. Kenya achieved international relations, trade. COVID-19 being managed. The nation of Kenya remains on a gradual, steady approach towards total liberation by 2022. You need to change the modus operandi on how you arrest the thieves, how you prosecute corrupt people, how you treat economic crimes from the normal crimes. We need to change that. There is a headline which I saw yesterday in one of the papers that, but it disappeared this morning. No, it is there. Judiciary. Sex pest judges exposed. Miriam, how did this run away from our face? Sex. From the Chief Justice himself. There are questions of sex, sexual harassment, sexual intimidation. Apparently, this report says both men and women. Mm-hmm. Are there women who harass many judges? The two ladies on the panel could tell us whether in Africa this happens. In Africa tradition, it is we who go to beg. But in the court, in the judiciary of Kenya, instead of doing the cases, people go there for making contacts on which hotel they will meet. It is here, it's a report. It's not Matanga who wrote. So, with all these challenges, I can submit, finally, that the Big Four agenda has not remained a pipe dream. No, it is a reality on the ground. And we need to encourage President Uhuru Kenyatta to continue with it, do some more work, generate more resources, pump in unit of purpose, hold the referendum. Hold the referendum to change the course of a disease that has killed Kenya. Mr. President, in the remaining days, just hammer there, apple, remain there. You would have solved quite a lot of many difficulties that Kenyans suffer on a daily basis. Unity is better to be hungry, but not to be ravaged by war. I beg to move, and we conclude from on that point that all what we have said this morning is that a Big Four agenda, revitalization of the railway, increment in transport, new port in Naivasha, cutting the distance, new employment facilities, new commercial, more hotels in Naivasha for the people who will be coming to collect their goods and those who will be taking their goods. These are good things for the hinterland, so that if you want to go to Mara, you you take a plane to Suswa. From Suswa, you get on your 4x4. Sindio, you are in Mara already, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So, we are home and dry. We are home and dry. Thanks to the president himself coming back to say enough is enough. Let me see the little that I can. The deputy president let down the president. He lied to him that he was conducting projects, tangering to find out things that were being done. Kumbe tangering to create ammunition like a Nikolai Machiavelli to come and overthrow the emperor. Yeah, we must state it. But we are watching. We want to thank the president for gradual development. Every time there's something new here, Kenya is not the same. And I want to conclude by saying, yesterday was a day when, in 1902, the then governor and the British Parliament and the Foreign Office decided to make one of the messes that you have never seen in your lives by declaring part of Kisumu and Naivasha to be part of Kenya, of Uganda. Don't you remember that 15th day, 1902, August? But times have changed. Later on, it was reversed. Idi Amin came, wanted to resurrect it. It almost brought a big war in East Africa. But why were they cutting off a great section to join it on Uganda? Why? Just a divide and divide and divide rule. Divide this community with that community so that they don't unite. Divide the Kikuyu from Masinde Muliro, from Wanga, from the Luo, they don't unite. That is the phenomenon that President Uhuru Kenyatta is trying to change in 2020, 2022, before he departs for any destination. If the referendum says don't depart, he will not depart. If the referendum comes, he will depart. If it says it fails, he will go. All depends on the constitution as it stands today. But if a referendum is held, it means you start a new lease of your life. And Kenya will remain in a different dispensation and direction. I beg to move and declare, hand it over back to Miriam, just to wish you, all of you, a weekend, a proper weekend, whatever you want, till we meet on Sunday at 2 p.m. East African Standard Time. I want to thank all of you for having been very good for this 1 week. We have seen a lot of things. We have seen predictions come true. We have seen Malema being blown up. We have done a great job, Jermaine. We have seen Ewaro saying he wants to create legs, a leg room between him. Hey. That is a curse in Luya. In Luya community, if somebody wants to say, I want to create a leg room, between you and me. It means you're a wizard. Wesonga tell them. It means urumulos. Someone wants to sit very far from you. Me, I love sitting near Miriam all the time. And unfortunately, the COVID-19 created me a very unfortunate circumstances. I love sitting near her. This voice would not have gone. Because she could pick the quick points and seeing the boss is going down, quickly she hammers the point home. So but now here, I'm very familiar. I have to hammer the points up to the end. And I'm dying on the job.
No, don't die. Take a rest, doctor.
I want to thank all of you. I want to thank Karen, especially Karen from Malindi with this weather out focus. They are very good. You are doing a great job. Keep it up. Keep it up. I think you have spiced the whole thing with us, all of us. We are blended. We are blended, not separated or Walrus style. I told you these guys went on a court. You know dollars. They collected huge amount of dollars. Walikuja naye Mudavadi alienda huko Riverside anajenga the big foundation. Wenzi yake pekee, nothing. And I told you I was following them. So here you are. Next week, Marema, bank statements, and more chaos in Wetangula's backyard. Don't go away. Keep it. Professor, final. Baba, I want to thank you. You have been a very inspirational figure on conflict, and we are being seen everywhere, even in Zimbabwe nowadays. We have become common figure. Yesterday, we did one of the masterpieces of peace. It is still running on. I am being insulted up to this hour. Bad fish, bad fat man, fat pig. But it means they got the message. It was very painful. But thank you very much. Wesonga. Thank you, Professor, for joining us. You have done a great job. Wesonga, my brother, keep it going. The Colombo style, keep it. We are the people, we break news when citizen has not got it. These days I'm an expert on that. Fire everywhere, fire. Miriam, follow me even at midnight. Because I miss sitting near you.
Midnight, I love my sleep so much, but I'll try.
I think Wesonga currently follows and the professor follows.
I will.
At times I put up, I find professor studying. But that's the life. I think that's why I'm fatigued. I need now to take a rest, and I hand it over back to Miriam to say bye-bye to the viewers and to thank our man, Pierre Rupanga, this man from Acholi, and then Ina Hassan. They have been the fans of this week. Ina Hassan has been bringing very good suggestions and interaction. So, and Mr. Sidonio Givandes of Mozambique. Gentlemen, we request you to join us in our Zoom. All of you are hearing now. We put that Zoom number there for you to join us. If you have time from your duties, please feel free to join. and you will make your points very clear. We can do anything that is possible. Thank you very much. God bless.
All right. Thank you.
Miriam, sorry for you. Can I come in?
Yes, go ahead.
There is what we call Linda Mama under the affordable healthcare. That's among the big four agenda. Now, could be our viewers do not know how to register. And it's a program based on free maternity. And just to let you know, our viewers, if you want to register for this free maternity program, you just dial where you are at home using your phone, *263#, *263#, and you get to select the language you can understand, or like English or Swahili, and register. That means you can deliver your baby in any hospital, either in a missionary or private hospital, and it will be catered for under the big four agendas that falls under the affordable healthcare. And all of this can be, you can even have the CT scan in all the counties. We have it in the coast, we have it in Mombasa, Nairobi. It's well spread out, and it's under the big four agenda. Sorry, and together we're saving lives here under our president, President Uhuru Kenyatta. So that is what I wanted to say, Miriam. They can easily access it through *263#. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That is very important information there. It's called Linda Mama. If you're expecting and you want to deliver, you dial *263# there, and you'll get professional healthcare. I think President Uhuru Kenyatta has focused so much, even through the Office of the First Lady, to try to reduce the number of mortality during childbearing, and that really has gone ahead to bear some fruits. And maternity services and all of that right now is free across board. Any public hospital, and you go there, you just deliver your baby safely and you go home. So that is also very important, even as we look at the universal healthcare, or rather affordable healthcare for the people of Kenya. Thank you so much there, Karen from Malindi. Thank you, Dr. David Matanga from the Political Command Center. And of course, thank you so much, Professor Jared Onyari, and as well as Daniel Awesonga. Thank you so much.
Can I suggest something? Can I sing a song?
Let us hear you sing then.
Miriam, give me permission, Mama.
You don't need my permission. Go ahead.
No, you can. You have to tell me.
Go ahead.
My voice is not very good.
I'm trying to protect that voice because we need you here on Sunday. So maybe don't sing.
But no, it's okay. It doesn't have any disease. It's only
it is trained.
Too much talk.
Yes, and John Clark advised me the other day to be taking some hot water and lemon, and it's been working.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you should try
this
that.
is the one.
You should try that.
Yes, the song is by Baraka Mshe, who said, hakuna kitu kibaya kudunia kama shida. Kila siku shida, shida, mpaka siku ya mwisho.
Is that true, Tom? What are you talking about? Because we don't have shidas here.
No, the shida is with Ruto.
That's what I'm asking.
So hakuna kitu kibaya kuduniani kama shida. It doesn't choose a younger man or an old man. It doesn't choose the occasion, wedding, it comes. Everywhere it comes. Kila siku shida, shida. Oh, paka siku ya mwisho. That's Baraka Mshe. That was the last song that he sang. What reminds me is on Saturday, we are dancing him in Carnival. In Carnival, I flew in from Uganda. Come 1982. Kuja hapa kucheza muziki. Ilikuwa kali sana, man. In Carnival. With our bell bottoms and big shoes. No? So here we are. That song reminds me But then when the man reached Tanzania, after Arusha towards Dar es Salaam, an accident happened. Bees. You know that stretch between Arusha and Dar es Salaam? There are plenty of bees. But bees are also used to kill people. They put bees, they come for you and enter the driver's nose. And then you die. The man died, that was his last song. Hakuna kitu kibaya, kudunia kama shida. He was singing about Nyerere's Ujamaa villages. Nyerere was not very happy. That stretch between Arusha and Dar es Salaam has killed the former Prime Minister Sokoine in an accident related also to bees. Hey, these bees in Tanzania are tough. So thank you very much, Miriam. No more singing. As by your instructions of the Health and Safety Regulation, I have ceased the singing, and I beg to move. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, and the rest of the panelists. And just so we know, the NMS, as we've said, it will be digging 200 boreholes there. And also the team will finish projects in Mukuru kwa Ruben, then move to Mukuru kwa Njenga in the next 100 days. And the construction of 400 kilometers of feeder roads in Nairobi's lands is in the pipeline, with the groundbreaking set for Lindi Ward in Kibra in about a week. And Nairobi Metropolitan Services is set also to roll out a beautification of the city with focus on building frontages, walkways and green areas. So thank you so much. We shall see you here on Sunday. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye for now.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.